So Sharon, we've had a chance to review how your rheumatoid arthritis is going. So is there anything that you'd like to do for your health in the next week or two?
Well, I feel like I really need to do something differently. You know, as I was telling you, I've been so stiff and sore in the mornings that I can hardly get going, and I've been late for work a few times, and I know my boss isn't very happy about that. So I have to find a way to, get going a little bit faster in the mornings, and so that I don't lose my job, really.
Okay. And any idea what that might be?
Well, last night I was watching TV, and I was watching Dr. Oz, and he seems to think that exercise is good for just about anything.
I agree with that. Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's an excellent start. So what do you think you would do, though, in terms of exercise?
Well, that's what I don't know, because in the past I've tried to start on different exercise regimes and join classes and things like that, and ended up having a really bad flare-up of my rheumatoid arthritis, and then being in bed for a day or two. So I don't want to make that mistake again.
Right.
So I'm a little bit uncertain really where to start.
Okay. May I offer some suggestions of what have worked with other people with rheumatoid arthritis in terms of exercise?
I'd like to hear about that.
Okay. Well, some of my patients, it doesn't have to be anything really, really elaborate or strenuous, but you can just simply start off with some basic stretching exercises, for a few minutes a day. Other people choose to go to a pool in warm water setting and do some exercise. And others might just simply go for a walk. Or perhaps you might have some ideas of your own after hearing that. So any thoughts?
Well, I used to love going for long walks before all this started. Maybe I could start, doing some little walks again on a regular basis.
That's an excellent idea. When would you start that?
Well, why don't I start tonight after dinner?
That sounds like a plan. No time like the present. So you'll start tonight, and where will you go for a walk?
Well, just in my neighborhood. I want to, make it pretty doable, pretty easy to do. I don't want to have to go someplace to do this.
And how long of a walk would you do?
I'd like to go for half an hour. That would be great if I could do that every night after work.
Every night after work. So, okay. Well, just so that I'm a little bit more clear on what your plan is, could you just repeat back to me all the details of that?
I'd like to go for a 30-minute walk every night after dinner in my neighborhood.
And how many times a week?
That would be 5 times.
5 times a week. Okay. So on a scale of 0 to 10, if 0 is not confident at all and 10 out of 10 is very confident, whereabouts are you on that scale?
Well, I'll give it a 5. I mean, there's the weather to take into consideration. I don't really want to be out in the pouring rain.
Well, 5 is very good. I mean, it certainly shows that you're committed and interested in doing some exercise. But we know that people whose confidence level is 7 or over are more likely to follow through on their plan. So any ideas on how you can improve your confidence?
Well, if I didn't try to do it 5 nights a week, maybe 3 nights might be more realistic, and that would, give you some leeway for weather or doing some other things after work other than walking.
Okay, and you would walk for, again?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
3 times a week. Say maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Excellent. So just that I'm absolutely clear then, perhaps we can get you to write the details of that down in this form, and it, literally make sure that when you want to start, that you're going to start right away. After work, half an hour, is that right? And 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Does that sound right to you? Okay. So at this point then, Sharon, how confident are you that you're going to carry out this plan?
I'd give it a 7 or an 8, I guess.
Well, that's excellent. I mean, it certainly shows that you're likely to make your plan possible. So Sharon, would you like to check back with me again to see how things are going?
That would be nice if I could.
Okay. And when would you like me to do that?
Maybe a week or 2 weeks from now.
Okay. And would a phone follow-up be appropriate for you?
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think that would work well for me too. So a week from now, we'll give you a phone call to see how your plan is going. All right. And if I for whatever reason don't have the time, I have a nurse practitioner who works with me, and it'll be either me or her that checks in with you. Would that be all right?
That would be super.
Excellent. All right. Well, we look forward to talking with you in a week's time.
Thank you, Dr. Neith.
You're welcome. Good luck.